1, 2, 3. Sound check 1, 2. बोले श्रीमापति महादेव की जय। श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। Prabhaktujan Shubh Swagatam and welcome to this evening's Sandhya. As you join this evening in a beautiful evening of devotion, virtually praying and receiving the blessings of Bhagavan, virtually this evening celebrating the birthday, the Janamdin of one of our wonderful members of the Mandir, celebrating the birthday of our wonderful Bhaiya Ravi Gopaul, in offering salutations to Bhagwan and offering gratitude to the Divine Lord and Master of the Universe. This evening I already performed our Havan Puja and worship the respected Devis and Devtas, joining in beautiful bhajans by of course Nirmala Ji. We are about to join in a beautiful katha taken from the golden pages of the Bhagavad Mahapuran this evening. But before doing so, I invite you all to please stand as you join in Aarti. Om Sajam Chavarti Samyuktam Vahinayo Chatamaya Deepagrihan Revasya Trihalokya Timirapaham Yani Tani Chapapani Janmahirtatani cha Tani tani vrashyante Parakshana prade pade. Jai 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 Bhagavatam, 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 Jai Jai Bhagavat Bhagavan ki आरती। पापियों को पाप से है तारती। ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला। ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला। हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान, हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान, जग के मंगल की आरती। पापियों को पाप से है आरती। जय जय भागवत भगवान की आरती। पापियों को पाप से है तारती। ये शांति दीप पावन पुनीत सा पोत मिटाने वाला, हरिधर शरिकाने वाला। ये शांति दीप पावन पुनीत सा पोत मिटाने वाला, हरिधर शरिकाने वाला। ये सुख करनी ये दुख हरनी, ये सुख करनी ये दुख हरनी। यह मधुसूदन की आरती, पापियों को पाप से है आरती। जय जय भागवत भगवान की आरती, पापियों को पाप से है आरती। This evening, my dear devotees and bhaktas, once you take the opportunity to offer arti, once you take the opportunity to join in prayer and devotion to the feet of Bhagwan Shri Krishna, this evening, my dear devotees and bhaktas, let us all take the opportunity also to offer gratitude to God, to clap, to sing the praises of the Divine Lord and Master of the universe. And once we do so, bhaktas and devotees, we glorify the Divine Lord and Master of the universe, none other than Bhagwan Shankara. Om Namah Shivaya, Hari Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Hari Om Namah Shivaya, Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Bore Surmapati Mahadev ki, Bindravan Bihari Lal ki. My dear devotees and bhaktas, you may have your respectful seats this evening. Once more again, Shubh Swagatam and welcome to this evening to Sandhya. As we all are about to join in a beautiful katha, taken this evening from the golden pages of the Bhagavad Mahapuran, before journeying to the beautiful nectar, I invite you all to please sit upright. Let us all clasp our hands and let us bow our heads. To those joining with us via Media Concepts 29 this evening, I invite you all wherever you are, in your homes, your workplaces, take a moment this evening to clasp your hands and to surrender to the feet of God. As we celebrate a Janamdin, a birthday this evening, we offer gratitude to God and we thank Bhagwan for the gift of life. This evening, wherever you are, offer gratitude to Bhagwan, and simply thank Bhagwan for the wonderful gift of life. Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om. Bhagavan हमें दया करो। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमो नमः। ओम श्री गुरु चरण कमलेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Salutations to Lord Ganesh. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurumedeva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Salutations to Kanha. Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsuchana Umardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatam Guru Mokam Karoti Vachalam Pangulam Gete Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhamam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. As you prepare for a katha from Bhagavad, we join in the Bhagavad Sumiran. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Redhi Sedhi Data Siddha Sadanava Danavarana Sumido Bhadam Bhada Madana Kadana Kilala Kaho Ganapati Kripa Nidhan Gyan Kahani Ananda Bhavan Devu Mohi Varadan Bharano Bhasa Bhagavad Gadha Jai Shivananda Kanda Bhutanata Bhava Bhaya Harana Bhakti Vishesha Nivara Gauravarana Mangala Harana He Braja Chandra Mukunda Braja Bhushana Dushana Harana Kaho Bhava Bhaya Padanam Padanam Sharana Charana Liyananda Karan Jai 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 Jagadiša Sveta Shesha Mahisha Ja Mahima Mita Abhiva Veera Veera Janata Nahi Devu Mohi Varana Radha Varaja Varasarana Prema Bhare Mushkan Nita Chitta Chitta Me Kaha Kahare Mohiya Chutiya Aur Vastu Prabhu Chaat Gahe Basahi Rahi Man Mahi Yah Bhakti Jaki Sadhayake Liye Rakutiya Gyan ke Beej Pirata Gwala Bala Liye Sadhana Mora Mukut Sir Par Dhare Gaura Pararajadhar Shesha Kaho Bhagavat Ki Katha Jo Sukadeva Munisha Kab Parachita Niritati Som Shri Guru Charana Saroraj Nijamana Mukura Surat Barano Raghubar Vimala Jasun Joraya Kapalacha Bonahi Natanu Janike Sumire Upavan Kumar Balaburi Vedya Dev Muhi Harahu Kare Shavika Danya Bindravan Dhamage Danya Gokula Gau Danya Rasake Rasika Jana Jijo Sumirat Radhe Shyam Jijo Sumirat Radhe Shyam Jijo Sumirat Radhe Shyam Bode Sri Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai Sharanam. My dear friends, devotees and bhaktas, this evening, as we are about to join in a wonderful katha, one of my favorites, as requested by our Srota this evening, that he wants to listen to this katha on this wonderful evening. In the age of the Brahmanas, in the age of the Rishis and the Munis and the Devas, the children of the royalty dynasty and the children of the Brahmanas, the Rishis and the Munis would go to the very same Gurukul ashram. At a very tender age, they will enter into the Gurukul ashram. Why? So that they will learn about their dharma. They will learn about their nitya karma. What is our nitya karma, devotees? Our nitya karma is our daily duties. What is our daily duties as Hindus? We have so many duties as a Hindu. And how much of these duties do we perform? When we get up in the morning, the first thing we do, we offer pratna and prayer. Before placing our feet upon the earth, we bow to Dharti Mata Prithvi Divyai Namaha. Mother, I seek your blessings before placing my feet upon the earth. We perform our obligations and purification, and then we'll go to our altar and offer our jal and so forth. For the Brahmanas and the ones who wear the Brahma Sutra, they'll perform the Gayatri Havan, etc. But amongst all of our Nitya Karma and all of our rituals, our scripture teaches us that we must live a selfless life and not a selfish life as Hindus. We must give freely, and whenever we get the opportunity to do something good, grasp that opportunity to serve God. The son of Nanda, Krishna, Kanha, he is about to go to the Sandipani Gurukul ashram. And the son of a noble Brahmana by the name of Sudama, he too is going to the Sandipani Gurukul ashram. And upon entering into the Gurukul ashram, bowing to the feet of the Guru and performing Guru Diksha Samskar, preparing themselves now to learn about their dharma and the purpose of their life, the Guru begins to teach them their Nitya Karma. Many times as Hindus, we will call Baba and will ask, at what age should we initiate our children? At what age should they be christened? Perform Guru Diksha Samskar. At a very tender age, my dear friends, just before they enter into any sort of studies, whether it's academical or spiritual, they should become initiated so that they would have a path to follow. If you all could remember, for the elders, when you were small, your parents would have get you initiated at a very tender age. You couldn't even remember the mantra. But they knew what they were doing. They were setting you in a right track and path for life so that you will follow your dharma. You will learn about your dharma. You will live according to your dharma. You will know what is right from what is wrong. In today's world, you know what we do? We say, Baba, I'm leaving the children and let them choose what path they want to go when they get older. And we see what is happening in today's world. We leave the children to see which path they want to follow. And they tend to follow the wrong path. And when something happened to them and they watch the news, you hear he was a very good child. Very good child. My dear friends, begin to groom your children from a young age. Begin to teach them about your dharma. Begin to teach them about God. Begin to take them to the satsang. Now most of our satsang are virtually. In the evening, get them ready. You remember long ago? You were ready and sit, and the elders in the home will recite verses of the Ramayana. Let them sit and listen to the katha. Let them learn about their dharma. So they will learn what is wrong from what is right and the righteous path to follow. Krishna and Sudama is in Gurukul Ashram. And the Guru is about to teach them that when you are performing your Havan and Puja, to gather your samagri. So he tells to Krishna and Sudama, I want you to go into the nearby forest and to gather the sticks, the mango wood and so forth to perform your Havan. So as Krishna and Sudama, they are going into the forest. The Guru Mata, she calls. And while she is calling them, Krishna is running way in front. Why is he running in front? He's happy. He can't wait to reach into the forest. Why? He will meet the cows. He will get an opportunity to play with the cows. So he was grasping that opportunity and he started running way in front. And Sudama is coming dhire behind. And as the Guru Mata calls, Are Sudama, Krishna, Kanha. Sudama hears the Guru Mai. And as he returns to her, what takes place? Katha tells to us this evening. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Bolo Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Bolo Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Kahate Kanta Kasya Putra Sudama Abhivira Charata Kanhatvam Ka Kahatu Ka Banadana Chintaya Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Prabhu Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. My dear devotees and bhaktas, Sudama runs back to the Guru Maya and he says, Maya, I heard you calling us. What it is? And she says, Putra, oh son, I have some patrais here, and I place it in a little cloth, and I want you to take this with you. And in case you all get hungry in the forest, you will have something to eat. My dear friends, such is the love of a mother. She would always think about her children. She would always think about their hunger. She would always think about their welfare. Today we celebrate her birthday, and Auntie Girlie is with us here. And as a single mother, she would have fight and she would have tried her best and done her best to ensure that her 3 sons are successful today. And to make them who they are because of her love and her determination. And this is the love of her mother. What she does, she takes the patrais very beautifully and she says, oh son, oh putra, take this with you. Sudama bows to the feet of the Guru Maya and he runs behind Krishna. And Katha tells to us this evening. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Bolo Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Prabhu Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Prabhu Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Bole Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Sudama returns to the Guru Mai, and as he returns to the Guru Mata, she takes a pot rice and she gives it to Sudama. She says, son, I want you to take this with you into the forest. In case you all get hungry, you will have this rice to partake of. My dear friends, our biological mothers, our spiritual mothers, and any mother would always treat a child in such a manner. The Guru, seeing what the Guru Maya is doing, he looks and he smiles, because such is the love a Guru should have for his chelas. In today's world, we have Gurus and we have Guru again. There are two types of Gurus now, Jai Bhagwan. When choosing your Gurus, choose one who will lead you out of darkness and not into darkness. Choose a Guru who would lead you to Mukti, to God realization, by his actions, by the devotees and bhaktas. As Sudama holds the rice, and as he runs, by the devotees, behind Krishna, they gather the sticks together and the rain begins to fall. And once the rain is pouring, they saw a huge banyan tree. Sudama goes on one end and Krishna on the other end. And once they are on either ends, the tree is so huge that they can't see each other. Jai Bhagwan. The rain begins to pour even more heavy. And Sudama, he's on one end and Krishna on the other. Krishna begins to feel hungry. But once he begins to feel hungry, he's thinking to himself, if I am hungry, then my bhaiya must be hungry too. If I am hungry, then Sudama must be hungry too. How many of us think like this in today's world? If we are hungry, do we think about the hunger of others? Krishna calls Sudama. Sudama doesn't answer. He says, Bhaiya. Still Sudama doesn't answer. Krishna decides to climb the banyan tree. And as he climbs up the tree and he looks over, he sees Sudama with his mouth filled with the pot rice. He doesn't become angry. He begins to laugh. And he says, Sudama, I catch you today. You eat out all of the pot rice that the Guru Mata sent. But don't worry, Sudama. Karma pradanik samrata. The day will come, Sudama, when you will have to bring back that pot rice to me. My dear friends, you must always remember karma. Not the band karma, yeah? Karma itself. What he does. Krishna comes up from the banyan tree. He embraces Sudama and both of them return to the Gurukula ashram. And as spending many time there, they became very close. Time has passed by. Sudama is now a big man. Sudama has children. And Krishna is now the king of Dwarka. And every day that goes by, Krishna will tell his servants about the time spent in the Gurukula ashram with his friend Sudama. And Sudama will tell his Dulahin and his children about the wonderful time he spent with his friend Krishna in the Gurukula ashram. One day, my dear friends, the Dulahin of Sudama she couldn't bear any more hunger. As she looked at her children and she saw the hunger that they were faced with, she called out to Sudama. She said, Sudama ji, I want you to speak so highly about your friend Krishna. The wonderful time that you all spend in the Gurukula ashram. He's the king of Dwarka, and we are here hungry, suffering. Why don't you go to Krishna for help? Sudama doesn't answer. The Dulahin says, Sudama, do not go for me. Don't go for yourself. But I want you to go for our children's sake. They are hungry, Sudama. Sudama felt as though an arrow shot him in his chest. And immediately he began preparing himself to go to Dwarka. The things a parent will not do for themselves, they will do it for their children. Things that they will never do for themselves, they will always do it for their children, my dear devotees. Sudama, he begins to prepare himself. And as he packs a beautiful jewelry, and he's about to leave, what he does, Katha tells to us this evening, he goes to his altar. And as he bows to the altar, the image of Hari Bhagwan Sri Vishnu, he offers pranam to Lord Vishnu. What does he teach us this evening? Sudama is teaching us that whenever we are about to leave our homes, we must always go to our altar and bow. Or simply before leaving your home, Bhagwan, please protect my home. Protect my family, Bhagwan. And protect me, Lord, that I may return safely to my home. How many people in today's world leave their homes, their children, their wife? Sometimes they return home and there's no family. Sometimes there's no house. Sometimes they don't even return home. I remember one morning, earlier this year, whilst on my way back from studio in the morning, very early, just before Mono Road flyover, I saw a man lying on the ground. Nobody around. Just 2 police officers. And so many things ran through my mind that morning returning home. So many things ran through my mind. That man is lying there. His family is at home, thinking that he is on his way to work. Maybe thinking he already reached the work. And they don't know that he's lying in the road, struck by a vehicle. My dear friends, when you are leaving your homes, make it your duty to pray and seek the protection of God. Always do that. Many times when we are leaving our homes, instead of leaving home with love and with devotion, we quarrel before leaving home. Isn't that so? It is reality. Before leaving home, you quarrel with the dulahin, you quarrel with the children, and you leave the house and you're gone. Never do that. Never practice that, my dear friends. And whenever your husband returns home from work for the dulahin, never welcome your husband or your significant other with argument. It is not healthy for your relationship and for you yourself. We as Hindus and as human beings must never do such. Sudama bows to his altar. He seeks the blessings of Lord Vishnu. He hugs his children, and as he goes to his dulahin, she takes some rice. She patches the rice and she ties it in a beautiful cloth, and she says, Sudama, I want you to take this rice to your friend Krishna for me. Long ago, when family will visit us, or friends, they would never come with their hands swinging. They would always take something with them. Or you could remember those days? If Zabuka in season and they have a tree, you're sure to get a Zabuka. If Pamarak in season, and they have a tree is sure to get. So anything they have, they bring it for you. And when they come by you, likewise, you will give them in return. In today's world, uncle come by and he say, boy, yes, I already have Zabuka 20 for 1. Jai Bhagwan. My dear friends, she gives him the pat rice and she says, take this to your friend Krishna. Sudama begins his journey. But while he is journeying, Sudama is thinking all sorts of things. Firstly, you know what Sudama thinks? Would Krishna remember me? After so many years has passed by, would Krishna remember me? And then he says, you know what? He must remember me. Because the Lord never forgets or abandons anyone, my dear friends. We might forget God. We mightn't make time for God. But God never forgets you. And God never leaves you. He begins to think about the past time. And while he is thinking, he chants the name of the Lord. He sings praises to Krishna as he journeys to Dwarka. While he is journeying to Dwarka, and he sings praises to Bhagwan, let us all chant as we too take the opportunity to glorify God. As we too are on a journey that is called life to meet with God, Mukti or Moksha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Jai Bhagwan. Or you know what's Rama to reach Dwarka? Because if Sudama had to depend on all your energy, Jai Bhagwan, Sudama will reach next year. Tonight, let us chant to the top of our voices. We have about 500 people here tonight. So let us chant and make that echoing sound to the Lord. When you chant, my dear friends, and that echo vibrates through the body, it purifies it from all negative energies. Scripture teaches us by chanting the Maha Mantra, it leads you to what? The Mukti, the Moksha, liberation. Together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. For those joining us via Media Concepts 29 in your home, wherever you are, chant the name of God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. With all your love, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Bure Bindravan Mihalal ki. He chants the name of Shri Krishna Bhagavan. And he finally reaches to the gateway of Dwarka. But as he reaches there, my dear friends, the guard is seeing him. And the guard says, listen, no charity today. Sudama, with a big smile on his face, he said, listen, I'm not here for charity. I am here to meet with my friend, Krishna. The guard begins to laugh. You know why? He says, Krishna, you talking about the king? He won't even know who you are. You are dressed in ragged clothing. You think Krishna know who you is? You claim to be the friend of the Lord, the king of Dwarka. Just like that. He says, listen, please tell Krishna that Sudama is here. The guard says, I am sure that Krishna don't even know who you are. But I will tell him nevertheless. He goes into the kingdom. And as he sees Bhagwan Krishna sitting upon the beautiful throne, he bows his feet, Pranam, O Bhagwan. There is a man at the gate claiming to be your friend. And Krishna asks, what's his name? He says his name is Sudama. Bhagwan Krishna jumps out of the throne, barefooted, he runs straight to the gate. And everybody is looking. He hugs Sudama, and hugging him, they are walking into the kingdom. The day when we hear friends and family come home by us, what will this do? Dulahin tell them ayadi. He embraces Sudama and he takes him into the kingdom. He says, Sudama, go and refreshen yourself and come and partake of something to eat. Bhagwan teaches us, Atiti Devo Bhava, your guest is your God. Always remember that. Now we live in Kali Yuga, remember that too. Recognize your guests before you allow them in your home. My dear friends, Krishna sits on one end of the table and Sudama sits on the other. The servant brings so much mithai and bhojan, placing it on the table. Bhagwan Krishna says, Sudama, you must be hungry. Please partake of some food. Sudama is hungry. You ever feel hungry till you feel you could faint away? That is the kind of hungry he was hungry. You know, recently Nirmal told me, we went to a Satsang, he said, Baba, I hungry till my belly scraping from my throat. Jai Shri Ram. My dear friends, Sudama is on one end and Krishna on the other end. Sudama is hungry and all of this food is in front of him. He places the food very beautifully in Italy, but he can't eat. Krishna says, Sudama, papawe bhojan. He looks at the Lord and tears is filled in his eyes. You know why? How can I eat when my children is at home? How can I eat and my wife is at home and they are hungry? How can I eat? Any parent could attest to this. How can you eat knowing that your children is at home hungry? Tears begins to flow from his eyes. Krishna Bhagwan doesn't ask anything. He's Leela Purushottam. He knows everything. But this is the Leela of Krishna for us to learn. He says, Sudama, please partake of the food so you'll bless this kingdom. When people come to your home and they eat food, they leave your home with what? Blessings, barakat, prosperity, happiness. This is why when you go to someone's home, they would always offer you food. The elders would have taught us if the last mouthful of food it have in the house and somebody come and you hungry, who should eat the food? You offer it to your guests. Make sure they are satisfied. Make sure they are treated well. So when they leave your home, they leave your home with happiness. Please, my dear friends. And so, this is why long ago in our homes, you have 1 cup of rice and you cook it, you feed 19 children. You feed the neighbor children. Everybody eating. If somebody come, they can still get some up to the dog, get some food. Nowadays, you cook 1 cup of rice. 1 rungs in the house with 4 children and Jai Bhagwan. Need some flour. This is how long ago it had barakat. The more you give, is the more you have, my dear friends. And so, just recently I remember myself and a couple of the members of the mandir was talking about when we had the Bhagwat 3 times a day in the mandir. And on the final day when we performed puja, it was just a couple of us on that final day to conclude. And we decided to cut the food by 3/4. And when we cooked, and we was emptying in the pot, God alone knows how, the pots were filled. We had to give away food. Share, my dear friends. And this is what you call barakat. And so he says, Sudama, please partake of the bhojan, so you leave this kingdom with blessings. My dear friends, Sudama partakes of the food just to please his Lord. But Krishna knows what he is doing. And as he eats the bhojan, both Krishna and Sudama sits there and they begin to talk about the beautiful times. They begin to sit there and they are talking about the wonderful times. The Gandharvas begins to play music. And Krishna and Sudama is having a wonderful time. And whilst they're enjoying themselves, thinking and talking about the past times, Krishna says, Sudama, I am sure my deities must send something for me. Remember, he's the divine Lord, he knows everything. Sudama feels ashamed, he doesn't even answer. He says, Sudama, I am sure deities sent something for me. And Sudama pushes his hand in his pocket and he holds the pat rice. You know, long time when you go to school and everybody have nice sandwich and so forth to eat, and your mother pack a quarter roti with some fry aloo in it and give you to carry to school and you feeling shame to eat it, and you're pulling it out from the bag easy, Jai Bhagwan. Krishna is looking at the kingdom, the Greek Mahal. He looks at the table, so many wonderful bhojan and mitai, go pull out pat rice. Gently pulls out the pat rice and Bhagwan Krishna touches the rice. He begins to eat the rice, and while he's eating the rice, my dear friends, Katha tells to us what takes place. Dekho Bindravana mein kunja mein siri naache Nanda Kumar. Dekho Bindravana mein kunja mein siri naache Nanda Kumar. Naache Nanda Kumar Kanaya, oh naache Nanda Kumar. Naache Nanda Kumar Kanaya, oh naache Nanda Kumar. Dekho Bindravana mein kunja mein se naache Nanda Kumar. मोरा मुकुट सिर ऊपर सोहे घर के फूलन की हार. मोरा मुकुट सिर ऊपर सोहे घर के फूलन की हार. प्रेतांबर के प्रेत भर जमे मुरली गल सुंदर. देखो बिंद्रावन में कुंज में श्री नाचे नंद कुमार. tara mirdhanga baje, baje banga sitar. Veena tara mirdhanga baje, baje banga sitar. Jana jana tana tana mora barj mein kar kanchan dhangar. Dekho Vrindavan mein kunj mein Sri nache Nanda Kumar. Nache Nanda Kumar Kanhaiya, oh nache Nanda Kumar. Nache Nanda Kumar Kanhaiya, oh nache Nanda Kumar. Dekho Vrindavan mein kunj mein Sri nache Nanda Kumar. Oh dekho Vrindavan mein kunj mein Sri nache Nanda Kumar. Dekho Vrindavan mein kunj mein Sri nache. Vrindavan mein Lal ki. My dear devotees and bhaktas, as Krishna takes the rice and he begins to eat greedily, everybody is looking. He's the Lord. This rice is a mere piece of cloth. And he eating this, all this nice food it have here to eat. And he eating this like it tastes so good. Some pat rice, Jai Bhagwan. My dear devotees and bhaktas, Bhagwan Krishna eating this pat rice sends a powerful message to everybody. What is this message? Whatever is prepared with love and devotion, the Lord will partake of it. Many times we think if we don't make cream of wheat prasad, Bhagwan could feel like I don't love him. If I don't make cream of wheat prasad, Bhagwan will not accept it. And if I don't make cream of wheat prasad, what people go say? Jai Bhagwan. You know, we must study people. When it comes to God, you study God alone. And when it comes to prasad to offer to God, you don't have nothing cream of wheat and flour prasad. Because a man could make the best cream of wheat prasad and don't put no love and devotion in it. Because he's studying and making this cream of wheat prasad to the best. Man, when people taste this, what they go say? And somebody will make some flour prasad. You know the one is called chokandar? They will make some flour prasad and put all the love and devotion in that. And Bhagwan will accept that, my dear friends. There's one thing I always tell to devotees. That when you have your puja, you make your own prasad. Every Hindu should know how to make their prasad. We learn to cook everything. We learn to cook all the nice food. Why we cannot learn to make our own prasad? Why we cannot learn to make your own prasad? And I'll tell you why. I remember one time going to a puja. And the man said, Baba, don't worry, start the puja here, the prasad I make yet. Uncle will come just now. He went in a farewell last night. So you know he getting up a little late. He'll come just now to make the prasad. Jai Bhagwan. When you see Mamu come, Hara Hara Mahadev. Mamu and what is ghee from what is juice. My dear friends, when you have puja, you don't study who could make the best prasad. People sometimes comes to make your prasad. Not everybody, eh? Some people will fast and make your prasad good. But some people will come to make your prasad. But the question is, are they fasting to make your prasad? The thoughts that are going into the prasad, my dear friends. But you are fasting. You are making the sacrifices to perform your puja. You make your prasad. Don't worry how it comes out. Once you put love in it, once you put devotion in it, Bhagwan will accept it, my dear friends. Always remember that. Just as he accepts the pat rice, the mere pat rice, and he partakes of the pat rice, Sudama receives the darshan of Krishna. It is getting late, And it's time for Sudama to return to his home, to return to his Dulahin, to return to his family. Sudama, as he's about to leave, Krishna embraces Sudama. And both Krishna and Sudama, they walk to the gateway. Sudama bows to the feet of Lord Krishna and he is going. And whilst he's journeying, his heart is filled with love. His heart is filled with devotion. His belly is full of everything now with what? With love. When we come to the mandir and we leave the mandir, how you must feel. When you go to puja and you leave the puja, how you must feel. When you go to satsang and yajna and you leave the satsang or the yajna, how you must feel, my dear friends. With love and devotion energized. Why? Because you have just spent time with whom? Not the Baba. You spend time with Bhagwan. When you come to the mandir, you come to spend time with God, to serve God, not the Baba. When you go to the yajna and the satsang, those study who invite you. You go on there to do what? To praise God, to spend time with God. And when you leave, my dear friends, your heart must be filled with joy and happiness. Because you just spent time with whom? With Bhagwan. Likewise, Sudama leaves with joy in his heart, my dear friends. He is journeying to his home. Sudama is chanting the name and the presence of God. But you know something? Sudama forget what he went for. What Sudama went by Krishna for? Anybody know? For help. We listened to the whole katha where he met Krishna. But we didn't hear where he asked the Lord for help. So as he is journeying home, he now remembers, how would I return home to my Dulahin without the help? Jai Bhagwan. For those who are married, if you go to the grocery for something and you return with everything else except what you went for, my dear friends, what has happened when you reach home? Jai Bhagwan. My dear devotees and bhaktas. Likewise, Sudama is journeying home. But he now remembers, I didn't ask Krishna for anything. But you know what he does? Bhagwan, right where he is, I have faith in you. Listen to my prayer, Lord, and grant my heart's desire. As he journeys home, let us all chant. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Prabhu Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Satsang nishagavatam nishagava nirmamoham nirmoham nijadevaham Krishna jiva muktaye. Sri Krishna sharanam mama. Sri Krishna sharanam mama. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Prabhu Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Prabhu Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Prabhu Shri Krishna Sharanam. Bole Krishna Bhagwan ki, he is journeying home. But why is he journeying home? You know what he remembers? The friendship. The friendship that he has with Krishna. My dear friends, we all should create what? A friendship with God. We all should create a friendship with God. The beautiful mantra says, Om Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Chasaka Twameva. The mantra says, Twameva Bandhu Cha Saka. God, you are my mother and father. You are my friend and companion. Everything unto me. The mantra declares that Bhagwan is your friend. Create that friendship with God. Friendships, my dear friends, are what? Sacred. Not only your friendship with God, but your friendship upon this earth. Your friendship upon this earth is something very sacred. We must honor our friendships. We must have respect for each other, love for each other, and always remember, a friend in need is a friend. Oh, you never hear that one? A friend in need is a friend indeed. Friendships are sacred. Today we have friends, but what kind of friends we have? What kind of friends we have in today's world? We have all different kind of friends. Just like it have all kind of good. And you know that? They have all kind of good. It have good to keep. It have good to throw away. It have good for nothing too. Jai Bhagwan. Friendships are sacred. Scripture teaches us, Bhinu Satsang Viveka na hoi Rama Kripa Vinu Suna Banasu. Keep good friends. Keep God-like friends. Keep friends who will lead you to God and lead you to Mukti and Moksha. Always keep good friends. Always keep friends that will lead you on the right track. Always keep friends who will support you, my dear friends, in whatever decision you make in life. Know your friends. Always know your friends. Krishna and Sudama, a great friendship. Sudama is journeying home and he can't finish thinking about Krishna. And he begins to sing. This evening, honor your friendships. This evening, honor your friends. As a beautiful song describes to us. Koi jab raah na paaye, mere sang aaye, ke pag pag deep jalaye. Mere dosti mera pyar, mere dosti mera pyar. Koi jab raah na paaye, mere sang aaye, ke pag pag deep jalaye. Meri dosti mera pyar, meri dosti mera pyar. My dear friends and devotees, as we talk about friendships, and as we talk about friends in need, I remember the days when we have service, when we have yajnas at the mandir. For instance, our last Devi yajna, our birthday boy, Ravi, would have been here with me foot to foot. He would have left his job and come straight here. And of course, assist in preparations of puja, and preparations for refreshments, etc. And help in whatever way possible before leaving in the night, ensure that everything is well taken care of. And this is the friendship that he has with Krishna. And this is the friendship that we also share. The love that we share, my dear friends, must be God-like. Treasure your friends, honor them, and appreciate them. Never take anything or anyone for granted in this world. Too many times you take people for granted. Never take anything for granted in this world. Today you are here, tomorrow you are no longer. So appreciate each one. The saying goes, you don't miss the well until the water runs dry, my dear friends. So begin to live in gratitude and begin to appreciate everyone and appreciate whatever everyone does for you. The bhajan says, जीवन का यही ना दस्तूर, प्यार बिन के अकेला मजदूर, दोस्ती ढूंढने तो सब दुख दूर, दोस्ती ढूंढने तो सब दुख दूर, कोई कहे दूर न जाए मेरे संग आए, के पग पग दीप चलाए, मेरी दोस्ती मेरा प्यार, मेरी दोस्ती मेरा प्यार, कोई जब राह न पाए मेरे संग आए, के पग पग दीप जलाए, मेरी दोस्ती मेरा प्यार, मेरी दोस्ती मेरा प्यार, मेरी दोस्ती मेरा। बोले कृष्ण भगवान की। He remembers the friendship with Krishna, the wonderful time. His heart is filled with love. He returns home, but as he reaches home, my dear friends, where he remembered his kutia to be, he wasn't seeing any kutia. Everybody knows that kutia, right? Where he had his little mandir, he doesn't see a little mandir again. Where he had his cows, he doesn't see little cow pen. What Sudama sees? Sudama sees a big mahal, a kingdom. He sees a beautiful mandir. He begins to think, did a wealthy person come and throw out my wife and children from this land and build this mahal? Where is my wife? Where is my children? He begins to wonder. And he begins to call. And as he calls out, he sees the children running coming. He sees the Dulahin running coming. And as they came, they run down the stairs. They hug Sudama. And you know what the Dulahin says? Sudama, this is the miracle of your friend Krishna. But Sudama knew in his mind, he didn't ask Krishna for anything. So how did Krishna know? He is that supreme Lord and Master. My dear friends, many times when we go before God to pray, we ask for everything in the world. Once you go before God with love in your heart, with devotion, with honesty, with truth, satya, you don't have to ask God for nothing. God knows your heart's desire. And God will lift you out of every situation that you are in life. Make one footstep towards God and He will make 10 towards you, my dear friends. But we can't sit and only expect God to do things in our lives and miracles in our lives and don't make a footstep towards God. We cannot sit and ill-speak God and expect to see miracles in our lives. We see that happening in today's world. We cannot sit, my dear friends, and wish and hope for the best and wish and hope for the blessing of God and do not begin to serve God. We must begin to serve God now. We must begin to become close to God and create that friendship with God, and God will take care of us along the journey of life. Always remember that. Make one footstep to God and God will make 10 towards you. Sudama falls on the ground there, and the bhajan describes what takes place. Sudama mandir dekhi dhare, Sudama mandir dekhi dhare, dekhi dhare goriya dekhi dhare, dekhi dhare goriya dekhi dhare, Sudama mandir dekhi dhare, Sudama mandir dekhi dhare. कहा गए में राम चौपरिया, कहा गए में राम चौपरिया, कंचन महल करे, ओ कंचन महल करे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी रहे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी रहे, देखी रहे गोरिया देखी रहे, देखी रहे गोरिया देखी रहे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी रहे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी रहे। हो गिरिधारी एक निधान से, हो गिरिधारी एक निधान से, नित्य कल करे, हो नित्य कल करे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी रहे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी रहे। एक घर वाला करके भी हर, एक घर वाला करके भी हर, घर के खोजा करे, हो घर के खोजा करे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी धरे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी धरे, देखी रहे गोरिया देखी रहे, देखी रहे गोरिया देखी रहे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी रहे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी रहे। घर के रानी आए द्वार पर, घर के रानी आए द्वार पर, नंदा प्रेम धरे, ओ नंदा प्रेम धरे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी रहे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी रहे, देखी रहे गोरिया देखी रहे, देखी रहे गोरिया देखी रहे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी रहे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी रहे, सुदामा मंदिर देखी रहे। बोले कृष्ण भगवान की। Sudama, my dear friend, dropped on the ground. And you know what he did? If you reach home and you see a big mahal, where you go do? You run straight inside to see what it have. He knew that this was the work of Krishna. He fell on the ground and tears began to flow from his eyes. As I mentioned, fall on the ground and tears is flowing from his eyes. You know what I remember? Every time Ravi come to the mandir, he would drop before Lord Krishna and lie down and cry for the Lord. God alone knows what kind of love he had for the Lord. My dear friends, he fell on the ground and tears began to flow from his eyes. And what he does, Prabhu, thank you. He begins to offer gratitude to God. How many of us, when God blesses us with things in this world, we offer gratitude to God? And we say, thank you, God. How many of us, when we get up in the morning, we say, thank you, Bhagwan, for the gift of life? You know what a man told me once? He said, Baba, I have nothing to thank God for. God has given me nothing. I said, for real, uncle? He said, yes. He said, what the house I have, I work hard for that, you know, Baba. God didn't give me that overnight. He says, the brand name clothing I have, I work hard and buy that, Baba. God didn't give me that too. All this gold and thing, God didn't give me. I said, but uncle, if you didn't have strength, how you go work to get it? So who gave you strength? Your strength, your health is your wealth. God gives you the health and strength to do what? Not to julawe ni palana, to go and work. And with the blessing of Bhagwan, you can achieve anything in the world. Because if you don't have good health, which comes from the blessings of God, you can't have nothing in this world. Your health is your wealth, and it comes from God. Thank God, my dear friends. There are so many things in this world today we can thank God for. For the roof over your head, there are people who don't have a house. The food that we eat, because there are people who don't know where the next meal is coming from. When we get dal and rice and bhaji, you know, the old people say hapki and japki. People are getting that to eat today. When we get clothes from the ordinary stores, we vex because we didn't get the brand name clothes. There are people who don't have clothes to wear. When God bless you with a BMX bicycle, you vex because God didn't give you a BMW. There are people who don't even have a bicycle to ride in the road. They had to walk. We must think like this and thank God for everything. Today, as we celebrate His Janamdin, we thank God for life. We thank God for the opportunity to serve God. And for this evening, we all thank God for the opportunity to sit together with our Bhaiya and celebrate his birthday. As Krishna Bhagwan, he hears the prayer of Sudama, he bestows darshan upon the divine. Bode Krishna Bhagwan ki, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki. This evening Katha taught us the attitude of gratitude we must always have. We must always create a friendship with God and always leave our homes, I remind you again, with love, with devotion and in peace. Never leave your home arguing and quarreling. Before we perform Hawan and Arti, I share with you a kahani. There once lived a married couple, and every day when uncle come home, he used to come home angry. As he reached home, he quarreled. So the both of them decided, you know what, they go divorce. But I remind you, Sanatan Dharma, there is nothing like divorce. They say when they got divorced, so they go on to the court. So the judge, he's analyzing what is taking place. So he says, sir, why you just quarrel when you reach home? He says, well, when I leave home in the morning, she just quarrels, so I don't come home vexed already. So the judge said, listen, I give her 1 month. And in this month, I want her to go home. And ma'am, every day when your husband leaving home, tell him sweet, loving things. So the both of them return home. And every morning when uncle about to leave home, auntie told him, buy honey. Next day, buy sugar. And whole week and whole fortnight, buy honey, buy sugar. Uncle come home and he ain't no quarreling. Jai Bhagwan. Thing working good. So the fortnight end and uncle get paid. So uncle I reach home in time. So she start to quarrel now. She said, look at the time and he ain't reach home yet. I thought this man changed, but I gone for the worse now. And while she's quarreling home, uncle came. And when he come, she said, where were you? He said, but I went to the grocery. She said, Jai Bhagwan, this man really changed. He gone and make grocery and bring it me, I must go. So he took out all of the bags. So as she's unpacking the grocery, she see white sugar, brown sugar, demerara sugar. She saw honey in all different size. So she said, but you expect me to cook honey and sugar? He said, babe, every day when I leave home, you used to tell me buy honey and buy sugar. I didn't have no money. So now I get paid, so I buy all in honey and sugar for you. Bode Sri Mahapati Mahadeva ki, my devotees and bhaktas. When you are leaving home, say sweet and loving things, but be careful how you say it. So that when you return home, my devotees, your home will have peace and love. Bode Krishna Bhagavan ki, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai. This evening, before we join in our Aarti, we perform Hawan, and whilst we perform our Hawan mantras and offering, our wonderful sister is joining with us this evening, Nirmala Ji. I invite her to lead us in a beautiful bhajan whilst we perform our obligations of
Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham कान कहते हैं भगवान गाते नहीं कान कहते हैं भगवान गाते नहीं बेर शबरी की जैसे खिलाते नहीं बेर शबरी की जैसे खिलाते नहीं Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham कान कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं कान कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं माय शोरा की जैसे सुलाते नहीं माय शोरा की जैसे सुलाते नहीं अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्
Puri Sri Vrindavan Mi Hari Lal Ki Jai. My dear devotees and bhaktas, Karavachai. Let us all stand as we join in our final Purnamahuti offering at this time. Whilst we make this offering, we pray to the Divine Lord and Master of the universe. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamurachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Sarvam Ve Purnagvam Shanti Swaha Achman Om Papaham Papakarmaham Papatma Sambhava Trahi Mam Pundarikaksho Sarva Papa Haro Hari. We find the fire. Om Vanaspati Rasura Bhuto Yogan Yugan Yudamaha Agrahan Sarvadevanam Dupoyam Pratigrahitam. Let us take blessing. Ojasi Ojasi Mohidehi Bhalamasi Bhalamasi Mohidehi Rupam Samarpayami. Bow to the fire. Buryagan Devta Ki Jai. So this evening, as we join our final arti, as requested by our Shrota this evening, to offer salutations to the Divine Mother of the Universe. And so this evening we join this beautiful arati as we honor the Divine Devi as well. Om Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvata Sadike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Chama Shiva Datri Swaha Swadha Namostute Umaya Suno Meri Devi Parvata Vasini Tera Par Na Paya Tera Par Na Paya Suno Meri Devi Parvata Vasini Tera Par Na Paya Tera Par Na Paya. पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल ले तेरे बीत चराया ले तेरे बीत चराया बोलो सुनो मोरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया जगदम्बा माता की सुवा चोरा तेरे अंग बिराजे सुवा चोरा तेरे अंग बिराजे केसरी तिलक लगाया केसरी तिलक लगाया मंगल की सेवा सुनो मोरी देवा हाथ चोरा तेरे द्वारे परे मंगल की सेवा सुनो मोरी देवा Salutations this evening to the Divine Mother in the form of Kali Mata. This evening as we honor her, Oma, you are Jagat Janani Mata, you are the Universal Mother of Devi. We honor you this evening. And we thank you for the gift of life, Oma. We thank you for everything that you have bestowed upon us and continue to guide us on the path of Sanatan Dharma. Bolo Kali Bhavani Ambe Ma, Bolo Kali Bhavani Ambe Ma, Kali Bhavani Ambe Ma, Bolo Kali Bhavani Ambe Ma. ब्रह्मा वीर परे तेरे द्वारे ब्रह्मा वीर परे तेरे द्वारे शंकर ध्यान लगाया ओ शंकर ध्यान लगाया बोलो देवी भवानी अम्बे माँ देवी भवानी अम्बे माँ बोलो देवी भवानी अम्बे बोले आज शक्ति माता की कलियुग द्वापर त्रेता मदि कलियुग द्वापर त्रेता मदि कलियुग राज सभाया ओ कलियुग राज सभाया बोलो देवी भवानी अम्बे काली भवानी अम्बे माँ बोलो काली भवानी अम्बे बोलो काली भवानी अम्बे माँ बोलो काली भवानी बोलो शक्ति भवानी अम्बे माँ शक्ति भवानी अम्बे माँ बोलो शक्ति भवानी अम्बे माँ नैवेद्य आरती धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती मोहन भोग लगाया ओ मोहन भोग लगाया बोलो देवी भवानी अम्बे देवी भवानी अम्बे माँ बोलो देवी भवानी अम्बे माँ दुर्गा भवानी अम्बे माँ बोलो दुर्गा भवानी अम्बे माँ बोलो शक्ति भवानी अम्बे माँ देवी भवानी अम्बे माँ बोलो देवी भवानी अम्बे माँ देवी भवानी अम्बे माँ बोलो देवी भवानी अम्बे माँ देवी भवानी अम्बे माँ बोलो देवी भवानी बोले जगदम्बा माता की। Let us all clasp our hands together. As we close the physical eyes, we offer salutations to Bhagwan. हे प्रभु, हे सर्व सच्चिदानंद, निराकार सर्वेश्वरा कोटि को भानुवाद नमस्कार करता हूँ। प्रभु, may you bestow blessings upon us this evening. May you bless our wonderful Bhaiya Ravi, who celebrates his Janamdin today, Prabhu, offering salutations and offering gratitude to you, Bhagwan. May you continue to guide him to the path of Sanatan Dharma. Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Charadhanam Yat Pujitam Maya Deva Paripurnam Tarasrame Kahena Vacha Manasindreva Puryatmana Va Prakatim Subhautam Karome Yagya Sakalam Parashme Narayanaite Samarapayami. Together. Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Jasaka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. This evening, for the love of Krishna, we terminate Satsang in the name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, 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 Hari Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama, Hare. बोले कृष्ण भगवान की, श्यामपति रामचंद्र की, पवन पुत्र मान की, उमापति महादेव की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय जय सीताराम. You may have your respectful seats at this time. Let me take the opportunity to say a special thank you to Bhai Kishanji and Devi and Media Concepts 29 for taking our devotion to the homes of many devotees, and of course spreading dharma, of course through social media. May Bhagwan richly bless you guys and may continue to be the wonderful people that you are indeed. Let me say a special thank you to Nirmala ji joining with us, Nirmal, Pavir, and of course Pravesh, Uncle Pravin, Uncle Pravin. Everybody who knows me knows that they get a new name at some point in life. Bhagwan blessings to you all, and it's a blessing to have you join with us once more again in devotion. To Ravi and of course his wonderful family, Bhagwan blessings to you, and of course may the divine Lord grant your heart's desire. At this time we are about to, of course, I don't know how this is called this. We're about to engage in some birthday celebration. Whilst, of course, I invite Auntie Gilly to come and stick the cake with her beautiful putra. But before we stick the cake, I'll ask Ravi to take the arti and perform arti for his mother. When we celebrate our birthdays, we honor God, but we honor our God upon the earth. And today we perform special arti, and why? Because of her, he's here today. Mata putra se pyar jiya hai jitna, kaun karega itna, kaun karega itna. Mata putra se pyar jiya hai jitna, kaun kare क्या इतना, कौन करेगा इतना. So this time we are about to join this wonderful celebration as we celebrate this beautiful birthday. बार बार दिल ये गाए, बार बार दिल ये गाए, तू जिए हजारों साल ये मेरी है आरज़ू. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Ravi, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Ravi, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Ravi, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Ravi, happy birthday. May Bhagwan richly bless you with continued blessings of good health, strength and longevity. But the devotees and bhaktas, this is of course where we terminate this evening's devotion. Of course, Arti will come your way, prasad, and bhojan is prepared for each and everyone. Be sure to join with us on Tuesday evenings for our devotion, and of course puja to the lotus-like feet of Hanumanji. And every second Thursday, join us for Bhakti Yatra at various mandirs, and it will also be live streaming through and via Media Concepts 29 and delayed on Sankhya Television. For of course our first Bhakti Yatra Satsang would have been held on last Thursday, and it will be aired tomorrow evening on Sankhya Television and rerun on Friday morning. So you can look out for that beautiful evening of devotion to Lord Shiva. My dear devotees and bhaktas, it is a blessing to have joined with you guys in Satsang. And may Bhagwan continue to bless each and every one of you. Jai Sitaram.